Hello. This is actually my first time broadcasting on YouTube. So I kind of just decided to let the camera roll. I haven't got any proper editing software yet. Maybe I'll invest in Adobe Premiere if this is successful. I doubt it, but we shall see. So what I wanted to talk about to you all is to review a product I think a lot of you may be interested in. And where this all kind of comes about is, does everyone remember the PlayStation Vita? It looked fantastic, didn't it? And it really had potential. But none of the games that came out were that good for it. There were a couple of titles. I remember a good remaster of Final Fantasy X. But to me it had so much promise. I kept envisioning the idea of this kind of PlayStation 2 on the go. We could get all the PlayStation 2 games, would be fantastic. Like you'd have your Grand Theft Autos, all those kind of great titles that came out for the PlayStation. And the Vita looked like it was going to be that fantastic touchscreen, that beautiful screen. Of course, now it's kind of gone on a lot more, and we've got this Nintendo Switch now, which is a great console. This is a really great portable console, I think. It's just a shame about the battery life. It's not great on it. But so many great titles for the Switch that keep coming out. Of course, we have the Nintendo first-party titles. I mean, I've been buying a lot for this Switch. You can see kind of there some of the games I've been playing. We've got Smash Brothers, Bomberman, Zelda, Mario Maker, Party, and Final Fantasy. And then, of course, like Animal Crossing. For the younger kid, Paw Patrol game. So we can play many great games on it. But, of course, we're limited to the system. So I always kind of dreamed of this, as I said, something that was basically a PlayStation 2. Well, even now, I kind of dream of a PlayStation 4 on the go with a good screen. And we're starting to get to that point now where we can play, PlayStation 4 quality games on the go. And, I mean, the Switch is good graphics, the screen's good size, but I want more. Basically, I want more. Now, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking, what can we do for like mobile gaming? And then I heard about Xcloud. What a fantastic idea. The idea of being able to play Xbox games on the go at the level, I think, of was Xbox One X, I think it is. Series X is the new one. One X, I guess, the previous generation. They haven't upgraded Xcloud yet to that level. But, of course, with Android, we can get that Xcloud, as well as also GeForce Now. So my first thought was, how was I going to play with this? So I got the Galaxy S21 Plus, which is bashed up like anything, as a phone, and bought this Razer Kishi. Really good, really good. I mean, the Razer Kishi is an excellent controller, really well laid out. Is just like the Xbox controller, basically. Really sturdy. I think it's fantastic. But let's compare it to the Switch. I wanted something bigger, to be honest, and so I've been having Xcloud games on here, but I wanted at least this size or bigger. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to start making phones this size. I think the pockets are just going to be not quite good enough. But if we could get a little more, perhaps, I'd suggest, if Samsung is listening, if we could somehow make it slightly taller and less wide, so we have more of a widescreen, because they do get a lot of cut off. I usually stretch it anyway, but usually sometimes get a bit of cut off on the side on this particular phone. But Kishi wise, I'd no complaint about the controller itself. I think it's a fantastic controller. Just not so keen on the phone, which is scratched up like anything. I'm considering improving calling insurance maybe and getting a new version of this. Because look at that. There we go. That was after only a couple of months. No idea why that happened, but there we are. But, so we want something bigger. And I thought about this a long time. What can I do? And I came across, when researching, I came across this. So, we've got here the Galaxy Tab S7. Now this is a really good tablet that I've recently got. It's got everything you need. So in this house we got Wi-Fi 6. So it's got Wi-Fi 6 and, you know, for example, I mean, it's good stuff. I mean, Android tablet is not quite at the level of iPad, I would say. Some applications don't configure well for this operating system because there aren't that many Android tablets, but it does a really good job. For example, I mean, you can see YouTube, the screen's really good, the speakers are excellent on this. So if you want any kind of sorry, I have a bit of cough there, but if you want any kind of like YouTube as well, like I'll show you what it looks like.
Welcome to a full driving review.
So I mean, yeah, nice crisp display, and you also get a pen with it as well, so you can make notes, like the note. Pricing about just over $500 usually. You can look on Amazon. Sometimes it gets cheaper, and you get I believe 128 gig, and most importantly, micro SD slot, 1 terabyte. Now, if Samsung is listening to this review, why are you taking out the micro SD slot from the S21? I think I made a mistake. I got an S20 Plus, not an S21 Plus. So, yeah. Why did you take it out? Give people the choice. If people want to put a memory card in there, they can too. And I did. I put a memory card in this. I can put up to 1 terabyte in this micro SD. And this one here, I have 512 in this one. It's my choice. So, and that's the thing, like, that's the great thing about Android, is choice. Why do it? Why take out that micro SD? You tried it before and then you have to go back on it. So don't do it. Leave the micro SD slot in there. It's a good slot. And you can put so much in there, and it's your choice. And I think they said they could even go up to 2 terabytes with this one. Fantastic! I don't know if they have a micro SD slot with micro SD card with 2 terabytes yet, but it's your choice, isn't it? So why take it out? It's a great choice, and I mean, if I was buying a new phone, I would only buy one with a micro SD slot. I'm not a big fan of Sony mobiles, but at least they've still got the micro SD slot. And I hope they're not going to do that with this tablet. Because I mean, that's great having a micro SD slot on the tablet. So just leave it in there. Let us choose. You want on the headphones? Yeah, okay, we must be have wireless, but there isn't. We're not going to use cloud storage. It's not the same. Local storage like that. You give us the choice. Give us that drive. That's the great thing about Android. And I know also that Google insists on trying to block that at every turn for apps, and they have to keep changing the apps. Like Android 11 was an example of that. I don't know why. It's such a great thing, micro SD. So get it in there, and I'll buy it if it has a micro SD. That's a buying reason for me, is micro SD. But this one does have it. Thank God. Of course, this was last year before Samsung went crazy and decided to take it off again. Let's hope they behave themselves and don't do it with the next one. But just in case, I'd say buy this tablet right now before they come out with the terrible version with no micro SD. Now, let's move into the main point of this video. So, we want a game controller for this. That's what I was dreaming of, a game controller. Imagine a screen like this. I mean, look at that compared to the Switch. Brilliant, right? It's going to be fantastic for the Xcloud. And I found something. I found this here. Now, this is not a brilliant controller, to be brutally honest. It's kind of a cheap Chinese knockoff, to be quite frank. Made by a company called Ipega, some Chinese company. You can get it for about $40 on Amazon, sometimes cheaper. and it's a Bluetooth controller, and so you need to charge it. I think it usually gets about 13 hours, and then it charges by a micro USB port. Button-wise, layout, I mean, it's not the Kishi. The Kishi was a much better layout, much better feeling buttons, much more higher quality feeling, and more sturdy. I think generally an overall great device that should have been, hopefully one day, made for tablet. But for now, we've got all I can find so far that do this kind of tablets, Android tablet type of controller is Ipega. This is the 9083S, and so if we slot it we slot it on, and it looks something like that. And it feels good. It feels pretty good. I think it makes it easier to hold the tablet with this on. You know, you can get this kind of grip feeling like that, and it's overall I think it's a nice kind of feeling on the sides, but the buttons aren't great. Sometimes they're a bit sticky and they don't always respond fully compared with the Kishi. But as a system, this is as I said, the only one I could find that could do this kind of Android tablet, and this is probably the biggest Android tablet you can get that would be able to use this product. They do have the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, but that one is unfortunately a little too big. This will stretch to about 280, and the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus is 285. So I guess if Ipega is listening, maybe make it slightly bigger so we could maybe get a S7 Plus. But for now, yeah, if you want like a really good Android, you know, kind of gaming, you know, bigger than Switch package, you're going to be looking for this Ipega 9083S and the Galaxy Tab S7. As I said, get the Galaxy S Tab 7 because it's got up micro SD before Samsung screws you over and takes it out. Let's see what some games look like on it and how it would look on playing. So I'm going to run up Xcloud. Now, unfortunately, as I said, my house, I've spent a long time trying to get the Wi-Fi just right, and we finally got Xcloud working great. And Xcloud is fantastic. I think it's one of the greatest inventions that's happened in a long time. That can really bring you that as I said, that dream PlayStation 4 type graphics on the go. Now, of course, this is in my house with Wi-Fi. It depends on the Wi-Fi you get. It's not great on mobile yet, but you know, you can also get for Android good quality games like San Andreas and other GTA games. But you're ideally wanting to use these cloud services. You can, of course, I mean, some people play emulators, for example, which work, from what I heard, very good. But let's load up a game. Let's load up Yakuza. Always a great game. Let me just quickly load it. So as you can see here, hold on one second, I just closed it by mistake. What an idiot. Just wait a minute. And of course, I mean, to get Xcloud, you pay a monthly subscription. I believe I pay about, is it $15, I think it is. Well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. I think it's great value for the amount of games you get. Over 100. So, here we go. So let's have a, so there we can see the Xcloud interface. You can see the games that I've played. We'll get a bit closer. So there you can see the controller and you can see Xcloud. Let's load up Yakuza Kiwami. And this is the one thing you have to remember about this device, which I just got fooled by, is if you do not connect it by pressing the home button, you will then, it will not work until you press the home button, and if you've already loaded Xbox Game Pass, it will crash when you put the controller on. So before you load the Xbox Game Pass application, always remember to turn on your controller. And this controller will go off if without input. I believe it's like 5 minutes. So be careful with it. So if you've got like a long video scene on a game, just quickly jiggle the controller every now and again. Otherwise, the game will crash. At least in Xcloud anyway, because the controller's no longer there. So you want to make sure you keep doing that. Like just like you got that long video scene, just jiggle. I don't know, like jiggle the little controller like that. Okay, we're ready to go. All right, let's get back to it. So we got we're gonna go this game here. You can see how good this lays out. So of course we got the loading screen of Xcloud. And you know, this always takes a while, but we're doing this as I'm doing it. You can get kind of have a look at the little controls there. As it is, as like you got like in the back, it looks flimsy, but it's not bad. To be honest, it's quite sturdy. It does move forward sometimes slightly a bit, but here we are. We're ready to go. So you get a really quite a good screen looking there. Now Xcloud, I mean, unfortunately at the moment is not with iOS, but they're supposedly going to bring out a browser thing. You can get GeForce Now, and I actually have a controller that I'll be introducing for iPad Pro. But there we go. So you see, Xcloud is performing pretty stably, and you know we can. I mean, of course it's big, but you don't feel like strange holding this, and I can do it for a long time. And it does the job fine, to be honest. Does it pretty well. You can use this control with many different games and stuff, so it's pretty well supported. I'm using it primarily for Xcloud, but you know it does everything. Like I'll show you GeForce Now in a minute. Oh, what we got now? So I mean, you know, pretty. It's like that. Then we got like stop button. Here you go, yeah. Got all the buttons you would need. Where is he? I think he's calling me. So you can see the sound is pretty good. You've got a really good picture. And Xcloud is stable as anything today. So that's great. I think, you know, triggers at the back as well. So, pretty overall good controller. Let's have a look at some other games on Xcloud. Of course we got, you know, Xcloud, you've got all these games available. You can play Halo and everything. Halo works pretty well on it. And you get a good picture with this controller. Now we got like, what's it, PUBG, and Forza Horizon. Let's have a look at that for a minute. So, I mean, as an implementation of Xcloud, this tab does a great job with the controller Yeah, I think it's it. I don't want to. I mean, you could put this on a stand and have a separate controller, but I really want this kind of handheld experience. And so, like I say, is the Razer. Why not make a key sheet for the Galaxy S7 tab? You could. There's not much competition. I mean, you've got this Ipega, as I said. But if anyone in the comments can leave if you have a better idea for a controller that's not Ipega, I'd love to hear. I think that's the only drawback, is it's not a great controller, but it does the job. So, but we would love to have that kind of Kishi type controller if possible. I mean, yeah, it's just like running your own little mini Xbox on the go. It's fantastic, isn't it? Really. Of course, you have the syncing speed, which is always slow on Forza. Hopefully, we can show that before I go into. I'll show you into GeForce Now. And yeah, lovely screen by Samsung. They've done a really good job with this. It's not heavy. It's like I said, the sound. I love the sound on it. But I just were. And I love the fact that it's got an SD card, a micro SD card, so hope you're paying attention to that, Samsung. That's not a great idea to get rid of. Right, here we go. Let's have a look at this tablet. So now we're going to run the LaFerrari in Forza Horizon 4. I mean, yeah, imagine, like this, the Vita could never do this. I mean, look at that, isn't that fantastic? As I said, it beats my dreams, like I said, when I was a kid, of that Vita doing all this kind of stuff. I never could have dreamed we would be able to do this. Come on, burn up. Yeah, as I said, sometimes we'll get dead zones on this controller and it just will not respond as quickly. Any kind of like rapid pressing, sometimes these buttons are not that good. But for my kind of gaming, it's just fun. I mean, look at that. I mean, I can't believe how good this is. Okay, so that's Xcloud. We'll show one more thing. We'll show GeForce Now in action. With, let's say, we've got quite a few games on GeForce Now. Not as, I don't think as good as the Xcloud package, because of course you have to buy the games for GeForce Now, and not every game is supported. Like, still waiting for some kind of streaming service to have GTA 5 would be great. If Rockstar could allow GeForce Now to have that, that would be fantastic. But fortunately, we had the Steam sale recently for the Lunar New Year, so I got some new games. But the one, of course, that I think probably is the biggest headliner for GeForce Now is Cyberpunk. It's an okay game. I mean, it's fun, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite game. But it's a good-looking graphics game to show this kind of service in action. But hopefully, yeah, GeForce Now. Of course, you need to buy the game from Steam, Epic, for example, and there's always the possibility that it will drop off the service, whereas with Xcloud you just pay the monthly subscription and get all those 100 games, and games are added and subtracted. But overall, you most like, for example, the Microsoft game is always going to be there. And I think they usually keep most games there for at least a year. So much better offering, a value offering. I think I have like the Pro of GeForce Now, so I have RTX. You can, of course, I know in the States you can get it for free, but I think it would be great if they could get even more games, because it is such a great offering. It'd be well worth the price, I think, then, of using, because it is. I think it, quality-wise, it's better than Xcloud. Especially with the RTX on. But Xcloud is pretty good. I think overall the best service of all of them, because you got so much value. But this does a good job with games like, for some strange reason, Cyberpunk always defaults to a terrible 1280 720. I don't know why. Correct it.
Howdy, Night City. Welcome back. My guest tonight is Lieutenant Sarah Kokoski, spokeswoman for the NCPD. Hi there. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Ziggy. Thanks for having me.
I hope you made it to the studio without any issues. No carjacking.
So yes, you can play all these kind of games like Cyberpunk, Witcher, Rise of the Tomb Raider, all those other Tomb Raider games. You can get onto GeForce Now, and as I said, now GeForce Now is on iPad. So I actually have a controller for an iPad Pro. So probably the GeForce Now experience, I'm gonna prefer to be on the iPad, which is an even bigger screen. And probably when we get Xcloud on iPad, I'll probably end up using that more. Yeah, because this is a good size, but of course, I still want. I like 12.9 inch. That's the best size, I think. You can see it right there. There we go. Let's call myself. Okay. I haven't got very far in this game. Yeah, I'm still not sure about this game, I'll be honest. But you can see how good. It's basically perfect. Just kill somebody. Still very nice. Oh, I'm already off. Oh, that's good. So yeah, that's as I said, the Ipega controller with the Galaxy Tab S7, 10 or so inches screen. Currently the best package I think there is for Android on the market. Hopefully people will start thinking about this more, having these kind of controllers, these for tablets, as people play these services like Xcloud, because such great potential for that. As I said, it beats your Switch there. So you can have a really great time mobile gaming, away from a TV, beating the Switch, which is great. The Switch is great, but you're never gonna have as, I think, with the Xcloud, it's beating the Switch having this. So I would thoroughly recommend this. Just the quality of it is a bit questionable. I don't know how long it's gonna last. It is kind of cheap, and I would prefer. I mean, this I believe was like $80. I think it was, this Kishi, but so much more stable. Too. So if if Razer wants a great idea, start making tablet controllers for the Galaxy S7. As I said, because this is a really good quality controller and it'd be great to have with a tablet. But for now, this is what I'd recommend if you're interested in a great kind of gaming setup on the go, wherever, for Xcloud and Android. The Galaxy Tab S7 with the Ipega 9083S. And thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon.